through. Why am I saying you through? I am actually coming through with my intro for today. I am officially starting my podcast. When are you getting married, sis? That couldn't guide because like I was an Oompa Loompa, watermelon. Think of it, imagine it, that's what I was. How do you navigate being a mom and showing up for yourself? Okay, hi guys, welcome to Mommy Diaries, and I'm your host, Mkunu. Some people call me Loa, some people call me Yellow, some people call me Ocean, some people call me Mkunu. I am actually coming through with my intro for today. I am officially starting my podcast, and obviously I just need everyone to get to know me first. I can't just get into it. I can't have like that rough start and just get into it and you don't even know what I'm about. So I did ask a couple of questions to some of my followers on Instagram, and I've got a couple of questions. I think I picked out, yeah, just a few of them, and that's what I'm going to try to answer. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to try to be myself as much as I can and try not to get cancelled. Down. And yeah, so let's start. Let's see. Questions. I wrote some of the questions down. Okay. All right. The first one is already so hectic. When are you getting married, sis? Yeah, I've been telling my friends that I'm going to get married. I think I used to say 2023 in September. I used to always tell people, guys, September 2023, give a shot. And I was only 23 at the time, and I didn't. That couldn't guide because but obviously that's not up to me. Even biblically, the Bible does say um, men need to leave their parents' house and go find a wife, right? So I think you can ask my future husband that. I can't answer to it, but by the grace of God, soon. All right, the second question says, what are some of the physical changes you've experienced before and after birth? So now I have to go back to my pregnancy and think. So I actually didn't recognize any physical changes in my first 2 trimesters, right? But obviously, abantu abadala that who know, who can gauge that you're pregnant could see with those little things. So you start seeing the small stuff like maybe the line in the sense of your stomach starts darkening, and obviously, especially apparently if you're carrying a girl, your waist becomes a little wider. You obviously see your belly grow bigger. You obviously also see your breasts grow bigger, and I think that was it at the time, right? And then what I consider my worst trimester, even worse than my first one, because in my first trimester, sure, I had like morning sickness, certain foods I didn't like. I didn't vomit. I was just very nauseous most of the time. But I still really consider my last trimester horrible. Like it was horrendous, horrific, whatever you can think of, whatever word you can think of to describe what I'm talking about. Some people call the first 2 months of my last trimester, which would then be between 30 and 34 weeks, were okay. Still felt like I was in my second trimester. However, from 34 weeks going up, leading up to my 40 weeks, I would not redo it. That's the one thing I think of if I ever had to get another child. I think of my last trimester. So I was a lot bigger. Like I was an Oompa Loompa, watermelon. Think of it, imagine it, that's what I was. And obviously, saying I said, I feel very heavy. Um, I feel uncomfortable in my own skin. I am showing, like I'm popping. Um, but yeah, my breasts weren't that big, but like obviously you can see those little changes. My neck started darkening, so I had like pigmentation around here. And bear in mind, I'm light. Nah, you look like you didn't bath. Like you look like you didn't bath. That's all I can say. My neck is getting darker. I'm not sure if my armpits were getting darker. I don't recall that, but I remember my neck was definitely getting darker. Um, my nose was getting wider. Imagine my feet were swollen, so that's what I could see at the time, and I was starting to spot stretch marks. So that's what I saw right before I gave birth, and I just was thinking, get this baby out of me. And then after birth, um, I didn't go back immediately. I'm not sure if I have the guts to like show you what I look like 3 days postpartum. I still looked very pregnant. Um, and then yeah, but basically what I can tell you now is that I definitely didn't go back to my weight. I think I'm still bigger than I originally was. I still can spot a couple of stretch marks, mommy pouch, um, my boobs. You know, the person that asked me this question has a baby, né? And she'll probably be on this channel soon. Um, and she constantly told me that her boobs, and I'd be like, bro, you're exaggerating. And this particular friend of mine used to, like I said, she would complain about her breasts, and I just thought she was exaggerating because she looks amazing. But she clearly wasn't. My biggest change and my biggest insecurity right now are definitely like these little puppies right here. Yeah, but basically that's it. All right, and how's being a girl mommy? Fun. It's colorful. It is so fun. Um, I'm a very explorative person, and just being able to do her hair. I think if you follow me on IG, you know how excited I get when her hair's done, and she looks neat, and she's in a nice pink girl because she's like pinky girl. That's what we call her. She's baby A. I call her baby A, but she's pinky girl, and dressing her up, and the thought of being twinsies at a point all excites me. It's colorful. I am just so afraid of her having my attitude. I think my mom has been living her worst nightmare, and I'm afraid of having to live that as well. Yeah. But overall, it's a very colorful role to have. Okay, and the next question says, excuse me, how do you navigate being a mom and showing up for yourself? This is like one of the questions that hit home and that were a little difficult for me to even stomach, because I don't think I've done that. You know, I don't think there has been time to do that. However, for me, it's also in like the little things. So from the time I gave birth, I told myself that I want to be pretty in the hospital, and I wanted a whole face bead, but I think I just got lazy on the day. But what I did do was, excuse me, I had my eyebrows gelled up and brushed, and and I had mascara. I should have actually gotten individuals, but I had mascara. I always had my lip gloss on me, so in labor, my lips were shiny. After labor, my lips were shiny. Excuse me, as traumatic as labor was, which is going to be probably something I talk about after. And then oh yeah, but I always prioritize at least looking good, because I know that when I look good, I feel really good, and when I feel good, I'm able to be productive, right? For some people it's completely different. Some people, if they focus too much on the external, they often can't get things done, and the pressure of wanting to focus on yourself externally makes you break down, especially if you feel that you're maybe not bouncing back, or you feel, yeah, then maybe the pressure gets too much for some people. But for me, when I look good, I feel good, and I do good, you know. So that's the first key. Excuse me. That's the first thing I do to show up for me. And then I carried on doing that even after she was born for as long as I could. I had days where I was like a slump and I couldn't put pressure on myself, obviously. And as long as the house was clean and she was okay, then I'd be okay. But I obviously didn't feel my best on those days. And then also prayer. How has it been being a young mom, and would you recommend? So I would definitely recommend being a young mom, but I also recommend stability. I recommend marriage. Um, I recommend God. I recommend God. So teenage pregnancy. I strongly believe ukuthi I didn't believe in marriage before, right? And that was due to a lot of factors. Firstly, I didn't know my Bible as well as I should. I wasn't reading and, just feeding into what I was supposed to know about what the truth is, because that's how I view the truth where I am right now. But it was also because I grew up in a home where, excuse me, my dad passed away at a very young age, and my mom raised me, and I thought, that's all good and great. And I saw that she was happier than most married people, but really, okay, I'm rambling, but really, I recommend it, but I recommend stability more. So stability in a sense, financial stability. Make sure the person you give sorry, the person you give that gift, right? Because it's a gift, and it's a gift for you as well, but you go through certain things to receive that gift, and they go through nothing, to be quite honest. Physically they really go through nothing, but you're sacrificing so much of yourself, for this little human, that you're going to share with someone. And I just hope, Uti, the person you share that with is worth it. Fully. Like, really, in so many ways. And I'm not saying that marriage is the answer, but I am saying that it is a foundation. Sorry. And a foundation in the sense that before you get married, you go to premarital counseling, right? I hope all married couples go through that, and you're prepared for what you might face after certain changes are made within your marriage. So after having kids, because you're not going to be the same after having a child. When you're a wife or when you're a husband, you're a completely different person. When you change careers, you're a completely different person. And just teaching you how to evolve together, and hopefully you can evolve together. It's a more stable environment. It's an environment where both you and your husband can pick how you want to raise your kids, and that stability also just shows that this person, it's going to be harder for this person to walk out on you as well, or rather it's going to be hard on you guys to walk out on each other when you make that commitment. And I'm not saying that people don't walk out on each other, they do. And I know that a lot of women are single in their marriages anyway, sorry, a lot of women are single in their marriages anyway, and I think my heart breaks for them, but they have like pillars, and I hope that those women can use those pillars. I mean, being both families, being, counselors at church, or maybe your therapist, whoever, and your friends. And I hope that you can use those pillars for yourself. And I think it's so sad, but I do think that marriage has a very big foundation, and I highly recommend. I highly recommend, because you need a form of stability. And for a person who didn't believe in marriage before, for me to be saying this right now, I actually have seen, you need stability. Excuse me. Financial stability. Kids are expensive. Kids are very expensive. So if you've got both, if you've got a loving partner who is willing to take that step with you, excuse me, and you've got financial stability, then why not? Like, why not be a young mom? And then the very last one says, not a question, but I'm proud of both of you as parents, and I pray the Almighty covers your little family. Thank you, Kayla. Shout Thank you so much. It means the world to me, literally. It means the world to me. Yeah, thank you. Alright, so guys, that is it for my introduction. I hope I didn't make it too long, but that's basically a glimpse of my journey and a couple of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Alright, see you next time. But before I go, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends and their friends and their friends and their friends and their friends to subscribe. Thank you.